Boom, you looking for this?
Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kale, this is Colby. Today we're going to be talking about Daredevil's character shifts in She-Hulk. Let's waste no time, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, let's just start with context, okay? So MCU The Direct on Twitter, good account by the way, a lot of good leaks over there. Unless you don't like leaks, then it's not a good account. On Twitter recently reported that the writers of She-Hulk altered Daredevil's character to make him more lighthearted for the show. I don't know how I feel about that. But
yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, Colby and I took issue with this, as many Daredevil fans online also have. This tweet should be taken with a grain of salt, to be fair, but because it's kind of vague. But nevertheless, we will explain why we're concerned. All right. Yeah. So, number one reason why we're concerned. Why are we concerned?
I mean, it's just, it doesn't go along with his character from what we've seen in the comics. This tweet say lighthearted?
Yeah,
more
kind
lighthearted
of. Yeah, and it would be different. Like if Matt Murdock was going to be a little bit more lighthearted, that's fine. You know, from watching the show, I know we're talking about the comics, but from watching the show, like he seems to joke around a little bit more than obviously Daredevil does.
Right, but either way, he's no Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how I feel about that. I know Frank Miller's run of the comics. Like Daredevil's like a dark dude. He's doing these. He works in Hell's Kitchen. Where's the excitement in that? You know, and he's a lawyer. He's a defense attorney. Like all this different stuff.
Lost his parents.
Yeah, lost his parents. Blind. As you know, name a reason why he should be lighthearted. Yeah, by all appearances, you know what I'm saying? Like, according to what has happened to him, he should not be lighthearted.
I'm trying not to say too much about the show because you're in the process of watching it.
Yeah, so
but I mean, he basically dies at one point, and then everyone thinks he's dead, so he doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
So like, if this is the same Daredevil, then it seems like too quick of a tonal shift at the very least.
Yeah, so that leads us right into a show. It's not show accurate either, because we were just talking about the comics, so now we're talking about the show. And so from my experience watching the show, I'm only like 5 or 6 episodes into the first season, and it's dark and dark. I was expecting that because that's what I was told that it would be like, but still, there's no room for Daredevil to be a jokester. And I guess it depends on the way that we interpret lighthearted. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, see, that's what we were talking about, kind of vague. I mean, you could take it multiple ways. I mean, hopefully they don't go as far as, like, Spider-Man level.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously that's really good for Spider-Man's character. But if he started making jokes in the middle of battle and fighting
he's going to be making
like,
these terrible quips. Like, nobody wants to hear that from Daredevil. I want to see him just, beating people's
weird
faces into the ground or something like that. I think it's kind of weird. And I wonder what makes me wonder why they're doing it. What do you think? What do you think is the reason they're trying?
I think the main thing is to make it more appealing to kids. I mean, the show, the Netflix show, is definitely not geared towards kids. Which, as an older fan, I'm happy about.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it gives us older fans something to watch that isn't too cheesy.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I don't appreciate the cheese sometimes, but too much cheese
it's just not good.
It's too cheesy, man.
Yeah.
Even in real life.
It's like eating a whole block of cheddar, dude. It's just too much. Get yourself a nice little slice of it, you know.
And I don't have a problem. I mean, I'll be happy if She-Hulk is lighthearted and Hulk is, maybe not Bruce. I mean, maybe not Hulk as much. Bruce Banner, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But like, I'm okay if the show itself has a lighthearted tone.
Mm-hmm.
But Daredevil,
because I'm pretty sure that's how She-Hulk is in the comics, at least. Like, so obviously they're trying to mimic the comics a little bit by put their own spin on it as well. But she's like apparently like a really lighthearted superhero.
Yeah, and it seems like she is from the TV spots too, and I'm happy about that. Like, I think that'll be good for her character.
But see, my thing is what I can't reconcile is okay. Well, I think about like Barry Allen as a Flash. He's a lighthearted hero. Yeah. He's like the jokester. Does that mean whenever he works with Batman has to be a lighthearted jokester too?
Right, and I think that makes for even funnier jokes. I think they land harder when you have someone like Batman and Barry Allen come together.
Yeah, exactly. Like Barry Allen says, "What's your superpower? I'm rich." Like he's being dead serious, but like he's also joking with him at the same time. But I just don't, and see, that's to me. I don't know Daredevil as well as I know Batman, but I know if they ever did something like this with Batman, I'd be triggered, dude. I'd be mad.
Yeah, see, that's what the point you brought up earlier off camera. I was going to say off camera. I guess we're not filming per se, but And I thought that was a really good point. I mean, most people are more familiar with Batman than they are Daredevil.
Yeah.
And could you imagine a Batman movie where he's making jokes like Spider-Man?
Yeah, imagine watching the Batman that came out last March, and he's just cracking jokes all the time.
The sun's out.
Yeah, actually the sun's out, and that's like the Daredevil ambiance that you want. Like it's the same thing as Batman. You want it dark, you want it gritty. Like I remember I was sitting there watching the episode. I told you this the other day. The episode where the guy walked into the bowling alley and he beats the guy's face with the bowling ball, and then later that episode Daredevil catches him and the guy like stabbed his face into a fence, and I was like, what? I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
But I just sat there and I was thinking, I was like, wow, like I appreciate the dark grittiness of Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think in a world with the superheroes like this, there's still people on the streets putting in work, and that's Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are gonna have very gruesome deaths, and he's gonna come across that as a lawyer and as a hero.
Yeah, exactly. And not everybody can keep their hands clean. Like, not everybody gets to be the Tony Starks of the world or the Captain Americas of the world, and it's always fighting an Avengers level threat. Like that's what you love about Daredevil. Is he's just on the streets. He's doing the things that to most people actually matters.
Yeah, I agree, and like you said, he's doing the dirty work, but that's what's so great about his character is he's doing the dirty work, and yet he doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's struggling throughout the whole series whether he should kill Kingpin or not.
Yeah.
And that's another reason he's serious the whole time. He's battling that the whole show.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like it's one man versus, it's him,
the system,
Daredevil,
really,
versus the entire system, the police, everything. Everybody's corrupt. It's very similar to Batman.
And he thinks the only way he can stop it is to kill him.
Yeah,
but he struggles with that very much because it's so much against what he believes.
Yeah, and so that's the thing about Daredevil and why we don't think he should be this lighthearted jokester. Which I hesitate to say that they'll make him like that, but honestly, I just don't know. Especially with the show that he's in, and I've seen Marvel take characters like Thor, who could have had a very great storyline, and completely like smush him into the ground and make him like stupid. So like it's just I think about things like that. But that leads us into Daredevil Born Again. That show's coming up next year at some point, and if he's a jokester in She-Hulk, what do you think that they would carry it over to Daredevil Born Again?
See, if Matt Murdock is lighthearted in She-Hulk, and then he gets back to business in Born Again.
Yeah,
I'll be okay with that.
I'll overlook it. It'll pass.
I mean, it's not that hard to have that tonal switch. If it's in her show, he makes a little cameo, makes a couple jokes as Matt Murdock, and then back in his show, he's on the streets and he's serious again. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah, I just don't. If they carry it over, Daredevil's character will have been ruined, I think.
Yeah, see, that's the thing we were talking about earlier too. Is if they want to make him lighthearted, yes, it goes against the comics, which they've done before to make it fit the big screen better. Yeah. Which I don't think this is necessary because we saw how good the Batman did.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't think this is that. I think this is to appeal to kids. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna do that, maybe get a new actor. I love Charlie Cox, but if you're gonna change his character, maybe change the actor.
Yeah, I agree with that, and don't even try to make his story canon. Right. that just seems like a waste of character development for me.
Because then we can look back at Daredevil, the show on Netflix, and watch it as something that's completely different.
Yeah, but I mean that's our thoughts on it, and obviously not everybody's gonna agree with us on Daredevil and his potential character shift in She-Hulk. But let us know what you guys think, whether you agree, whether you disagree. You know our thoughts. We don't want Daredevil. Would you? Okay, before we end. So do you want him to be the exact same as he was in season 3, season 2, season 1 in She-Hulk?
Yes.
Okay. No doubt about it. And I can say yes right now from having watched what I watched. I like Daredevil. I like his character. He does remind me of Batman, and I love Batman. So
I mean, I want him to be the exact same because he's the same character.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
nothing should change just because he got adopted into a quote unquote new universe.
And he makes clips and stuff as Matt Murdock. And if he shows up, is talking to Jennifer Walters as Matt Murdock, makes a joke, I'll laugh. I think
because
it's
he
fitting.
does. But when he's Daredevil, it's business. It's all business. He ain't about like cracking jokes like Spider-Man, like we've been saying. So. Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. We'll thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.